Bangalore, India's fifth largest city and the third most populated one, is also known as the IT capital of India, as many national as well as the international IT companies have made their headquarters in the southern Queen of Bangalore. With the increasing population of 84.5 lakhs, the city is facing a tremendous pressure on its infrastructure due to a rapid growth in industry as well as trade and commerce that attribute to its rapid population growth. In such a situation, Bangalore is left behind with other cities when it comes to a rail-based rapid transit. Moreover, unlike the other metropolitan cities, Bangalore doesn't have any stable suburban rail network like Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai. So, there are no choice for Bangaloreans rather than taking either personal car, taxis or buses to travel inside the city. But that's where the problem arises. Bengaluru streets are so packed with vehicles that you can hardly move. According to the reports, the average speed of a vehicle in Bengaluru is about 18.7 kmph, which is one of the slowest among all metro cities across India, which result the daily commuters to stuck in the traffic jams and end up arriving late at their offices. So to counter this problem, the government felt necessary to establish a stable rail-based rapid transit system for Bangalore. For that, we have to go towards the past. To provide the strong means of transport to Bangalore was felt long back in the year 1977 when the State Town Planning Department have recommended looking into a mass rapid transit project for Bangalore city. Following this, a high-level committee which was formed for this project were also agreed about the MRTS project. And then, a team was formed under the Southern Railways in the year 1981 to execute this project. After carrying detailed surveys, the Southern Railway team have recommended two metro corridors having a length of 24 kilometers as well as the suburban railway line and a circular railway line for the city. But the project didn't materialize due to unknown reasons. Then in the year 1994, the state government have created Bangalore Mass Rapid Transit Limited or BMRTL with terms of reference to make a mass rapid transit project at public-private partnership or PPP model. On that time, the BMRTL made a feasibility study and they reveals their master plan of mass rapid transit project, which came up with an elevated LRT-based metro network comprises of 6 metro lines having a length of 96 kilometers. Then, the state government have appointed the United Breweries Group, a private consortium, undertake further development of the project under build, operate and transfer basis. However, the project didn't take off once again due to unknown reasons. But in the year 2000s, things start to go well. In the year 2003, the government of Karnataka have appointed the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, which able to successfully establish the Delhi Metro to carry out a detailed project report for a metro in Bangalore. After which, the DMRC have submitted the DPR to the government, which they recommended a 2 metro corridors having a length of 33 kilometers in a cross-shaped manner. They also recommended to make the central part of the metro underground due to busier crossings. The government accepted this option and finally they approved the Nama Metro Phase 1 in the year 2006. The government have replaced the BMRTL with a special purpose vehicle called Bangalore Metro Rail Corporation Limited or BMRCL. The BMRCL is a special purpose vehicle which has a 50-50 joint venture between Government of Karnataka and Government of India. The physical construction of Nama Metro Phase 1 started on 15th April 2007 and in just 4 years, the first section of Nama Metro Phase 1 was inaugurated on a 6.7 km section from Bayapanahalli to MG Road of the Purple Line on 20th October 2011 as the India's third metro line as well as the first metro line in southern India. And immediately, the ridership has been increased to lakhs per day as it became a cheapest and the fastest means of transport of Bangalore. 3 years later, the BMRCL have inaugurated a 10-kilometer section of the Green Line from Peenya Industry to Sampik Road on 1st March 2014 as the second metro line of the city. Later, the line was being extended for another 2.5 kilometers from Peenya Industry to Nagasandra on 1st May 2015. At the same year, the western part of the Purple Line was inaugurated from Mysuru Road to Magadi Road on 16 November 2015. But this section doesn't have any depot, so that the BMRCL have shifted some train sets from the Purple Line's Bayapannahalli depot to the western part of the Purple Line. For 5 months, the Purple Line was operated as a 2 independent lines. The reason was the delays of constructing the underground section of Phase 1. The geological condition of Bangalore is the most difficult ones in the country, as Bangalore is situated at Mysore Plateau, which is a part of a Deccan Plateau, having a mix of soft soil, high groundwater levels, hard granite and large boulders, which pose as a major challenge to construct an underground tunnels as well as the stations in a city like Bangalore, which resulted a slow pace of tunneling work. In some cases, the rock was so hard that the cutter head of the tunnel boring machine were also broke down. For example, during the construction of the underground section of the Green Line, the TBM Godavari have suffered a breakdown while tunneling through the Bangalore's difficult terrain. The cutter head of the TBM was broken and they require a spare parts to be arrived from Italy, which resulted a major delay on tunneling work of Phase 1. But despite about the tough terrain, an underground missing link of the Purple Line from MG Road East Ramp to Magadi Road West Ramp, consisting 5 underground stations, was opened for public on 30th April 2016 as the first underground metro line in southern India. With this, the Purple Line can run directly from Bayapannahalli to Mysuru Road. A year later, the last remaining 12-kilometer section of the Green Line from Sampik Road to Yelachanahalli, which also include a 4-kilometer underground section consisting 3 underground stations, was inaugurated on 18 June 2017, marks the completion of Nama Metro Phase 1. Both Green Line and Purple Line intersects each other at Kempegowda Majestic Metro Station. The most interesting part of this station is it has a rake interchange line which connects the Green Line and Purple Line. Using this track, the Green Line trains can move to the Purple Line and vice versa based on the requirements. The Nama Metro Phase 1 uses 50 6-coach train sets manufactured by the South Korean Indian-Japanese joint venture Hyundai Rotem BEML and Mitsubishi joint venture. Out of this 50, 5 3-coach train sets were made in Hyundai Rotem's manufacturing unit in Changwon, South Korea, and rest of them have been manufactured in BEML's manufacturing unit in Bengaluru. Mitsubishi Corporation have provided traction and propulsion system for train sets. Initially, they were operated as 3-coach train sets, but as the ridership increases, all 3-coach train sets were converted into 6-coach ones. Each train are 2.9 meters wide and uses 750 volt DC third rail system. That's all for today. Do you know that BMRCL is constructing the Nama Metro Phase 2 plan? This will expand the Nama Metro to every inch of the city and help to reduce the traffic in Bangalore. We will make a separate video on them. Comment down if you want us to make a video on Nama Metro Phase 2 plan. And let's make a target of 100 likes. And if you help us to achieve this target, we promise that we will make a video on Namma Metro Phase 2 plan. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and share the video and subscribe to our channel The Global Transits and comment us which city do you want to explore by us. We make awesome videos on rapid transit systems such as metro rails, monorails, trams, light trails, rapid trails and high-speed trains to you. And that's it for all. Goodbye.